What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. As always, thank you so much for watching, clicking on the video. Really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit the thumbs up because it helps out the video huge. Hit the subscribe, ring the bell. I'm going to be here all year long, win, lose, or draw with the New York Giants. We're here for the duration. Without question, no matter how bad we are, someone's going to knock my team. I'm going to fight back. That's what I do. You guys are definitely going to want to tune into the roundtable on Wednesday night, the Superfriends channel. I'm going to leave the link to the channel in the description below. Me, Law Nation, Louis T, Lord Brunson. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thinking about streaming the Eagles game tonight. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, just because why not watch the Eagles? We'll see if I have time to do it. This video today is brought to you by Body Armor Sport Water. Body Armor Sport Water is an alkaline water with a pH 9 plus and a proprietary electrolyte formula with a wide mouth for easy hydration. Body Armor Sport Water is built for the all-day hydration for the athlete and all of us. It's Body Armor. And of course, also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. You guys want to make some money on tonight's game? You want to bet? You want to have some fun? Make it interesting? Go to MyBookie.ag. Just enter the promo code BADDOG. It's simple, BADDOG. When you make your first initial deposit, you enter that promo code, they're going to give you a cash bonus. You can't lose there. You get free money just for entering the promo code BADDOG. So if you want to bet, go to MyBookie.ag and enter the promo code BADDOG. Let's talk about this. So this is kind of off topic. Daniel Jones obviously is a massive polarizing figure with the New York Giants. We know that. Fans love to hate him. It's just the way it goes. Some fans love to love him. But no matter how you slice and dice it, the man gets constantly disrespected. Now, the Niners went out of their way to disrespect Daniel Jones, and I thought about doing a video on that, but it's kind of old news. So I was thinking about it today with the Giants and their quarterbacks. You know, I've been watching the Giants for 40 years. And I've seen really good times here, and obviously the last decade has not been really good, to say the least. And we've got off to a rocky start this year. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just the fan base, maybe other fan bases are like this in general, because I can't speak about other fan bases. I mean, I see them, get on the quarterback's case, I get it, but I don't know if I've ever seen it like it is with the Giants fan base. I mean, I go back into the 80s with Phil Simms. Now, Phil Simms got off to a very bad start in his career. He was injured. He got benched in 83 for Scott Bruner, and it almost got Parcells fired. Simms came back in 84, threw for over 4,000 yards, and in 86 won a Super Bowl. Won another one in 1990. Even though Haas was the guy that won the Super Bowl, Simms led the Giants to an 11-3 record at that point, and they were well on their way anyway. But Simms is a borderline Hall of Famer, and Simms took a lot of heat. Simms took a ton of heat. Fans, the media, they all bashed him. And they never really gave him the respect he deserved. It was way different in the 80s. Now, I was younger, so I really don't know how bad it was. And there was no social media back in 1984, 1985. There wasn't any. There wasn't any. I had to listen to guys like Jimmy the Greek and Brent Musburger. I mean, that's how Greg Gumbel, that's how I knew what was going on. There was no internet. There was no YouTube. There was no Twitter. There was no Facebook. There were no cell phones. Remotes were new. VCRs are $500. Okay. It's a long time ago. But I do know Phil Simms took a lot of heat. I know fans booed the hell out of him. I get it. So Phil Simms, again, it's hard for me to say, but I do know that he got disrespected a lot. Maybe towards the end of his career, he got a little bit more respect. But in my opinion, the man belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's not in there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a bias against the Giants or what. Tiki Barber also belongs in the damn Hall of Fame. I don't know why he's not. But he should be. So, but it is what it is. Just the constant disrespect of Phil Simms, it's crazy to me. And then, of course, we got into the 90s, and those quarterbacks were not good after Simms retired. Dave Brown was ass. Sucked. Kent Graham sucked. Danny Cannell sucked. They were not good quarterbacks. They were not good quarterbacks. The Giants went out in 1999. I believe it was 99. They went out and got Kerry Collins. Kerry Collins, from what I understand, never really took heat from the Giants fan base. Not that I remember anyway. I mean, again, social media wasn't really around. It was kind of getting there, but not the way it is today. We went to the Super Bowl in 2000, got our brains beat in by the Ravens. Kerry Collins was pretty good for us. I don't really remember him taking a ton of heat. He might have, but it's not what I remember. He was only here for a few years, and he wasn't drafted by the Giants. So maybe that had something to do with it as well. I don't really know. Then you get to Eli Manning. And Eli, much like Sims, his first few years struggled, although the Giants were a good team with Eli at the beginning of his career, because the Giants were not good at the beginning of Sims' career. Eli made the playoffs his second year. They won the division. They were 11-5. They were 8-8, 2006, lost in the wild card round both years. In 2005, he got killed by Carolina. The Eagles beat us on the last-second field goal by David Akers in 06. And in 07, Eli led the league in interceptions. I've told this story a million times. I'll tell it a million more. I went to the game where they lost 42-17 in Minnesota. He threw 4 interceptions and 3 were returned for touchdowns. And I saw some dude burn his jersey in the parking lot on the way out. We're talking about Eli sucks. Eli's not the guy. Tom Coughlin, get rid of him. It didn't work. Wins a Super Bowl. 2008, the Giants are arguably the best team in football before Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg. Giants could have been a dynasty. The Giants are the best team in football from 2007 to 2011, without question. They were the best. They were the best team in football during that 5-year period. Okay, and I know they missed the playoffs in 2009, but they were never at a losing record. They started off 5-0 that year. And in 2010, if it wasn't for the Miracle in the Meadowlands Part 2, we finished 10-6. If we would have won that game, which they should have, they would have been the 2 seed in the NFC that year. What they would have done in the playoffs, I don't know. And my point is, they were always good in that 5-year period. 2012, they fell off a little bit. They were 9-7, and then the wheels started to come off. Eli Manning, same thing. Eli Manning never, ever got respect. He just didn't. He still doesn't. And I'm leading this into Daniel Jones because I see people, and maybe it's because of clicks. I get it. I want clicks too. I put these videos out there for people to watch them. I get it. You want people to tune in. Everything I see, it's not just from, it's the media, it's Giants content creators, all this. Daniel Jones and the Giants struggle. Daniel Jones and the Giants stink. Whatever it is. It's always Daniel Jones and the Giants. Okay, much like Eli Manning, I go back and look at this. Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. He won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Only a handful of quarterbacks do that. But he never gets respect. And it always makes you laugh. People are like, oh, Eli was overrated. I'm like, how the hell can the guy be overrated when everybody shits on the dude all the time? Oh, Eli didn't win. Eli was carried by his defense. Eli was carried by the defense. I have to hear that all the time. He didn't win them Super Bowls. Eli was carried by the defense. Daniel Jones didn't win any games. He's carried by the defense. Saquon Barkley did that. Saquon Barkley did this. But when they lost, when Eli lost or Daniel Jones loses, oh, it's all their fault. It's Eli's fault. It's Jones's fault. It has nothing to do with the other 52 men on the roster. It has nothing to do with the fact that the defense has given them 98 points in 3 games and couldn't tackle a frickin' tackling dummy against San Francisco. It has nothing to do with the fact that our offensive line has more holes in it than a pasta strainer. I'm not saying Daniel Jones has to have something to do with the losses. I'm not excusing him from the losing. But my God, when they win, when Eli won, when Daniel Jones wins, it's like, no credit. Give credit to everybody else. But when the Giants lose, no matter what the hell happens, that's Daniel Jones' fault. That was Eli's fault. Why? Why is that? Well, I don't get it. Listen, nobody, well, maybe some people. I was as hard on Daniel Jones as anybody for a couple of years there. I really was. I felt like it was warranted. I didn't feel like he was playing well, but the rest of the team was complete shit too. This wasn't just Daniel Jones' fault. But I was harsh on Daniel Jones. Well, I changed my ways on Daniel Jones. Last year really made a believer out of me. Last year I felt like Daniel Jones really took a step forward. I don't care where the stats stay. I felt like he did better. We're off to a bad start, okay? It's 3 games. And people are like, oh, it's year 5, it's this and that. I don't care, man. I don't care. My point is, when the Giants actually won some games, they give credit to everybody but him. And when they lose, it's like the rest of the team is great, but Daniel Jones sucks. I don't get it. And it was the same thing with Eli. Although in 2011, Eli Manning should have won the MVP. He carried the Giants. He set a record for 4th quarter touchdown passes. The Giants had one of the worst defenses in the league that year and one of the worst rushing offenses in the league that year. It was like the defense was 27th and the rushing was 32nd. Might have been dead last in the league. Won a Super Bowl, but hey, let's just give credit to the defense and not give any credit to Eli. I don't understand it. Maybe it's the in vogue thing to do to hate on a New York Giants quarterback because this has been going on for 4 decades. This is nothing new. Can they hate on the best? And I'm not saying Daniel Jones is in the class of Phil Simms or Eli Manning. He has to win. He has to win Super Bowls. Both of those quarterbacks did it. Daniel Jones has to do that. And I always love when people are like, oh, everything's got to be perfect around Daniel Jones. It has to be better. When Pat Mahomes was getting rushed and getting, running for his life out of the pocket, and he's throwing at Kadarius Toney, -1 yard receiving the other night. Good job, Kadarius. I had more receiving yards than Kadarius Toney did yesterday. It's hilarious. But he's throwing to Richie James, he's throwing to Kadarius Toney. He's getting run around. They don't beat the Lions. He was getting rushed, getting sacked, getting knocked down against Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, lost 31-9. There's no better quarterback in the league than Pat Mahomes. But it goes to show you, when you don't protect the quarterback and he doesn't have time to throw, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him. It takes a little bit more time for the receivers to get open. Does Daniel Jones hurry every play? No. Does he miss throws? Does he miss reads? Yes, he does. But God Almighty, let's not sit here and act like the Giants' failures or the Giants' struggles are all his fault. He has a part in it. Yes, he's not excused. But my God, nobody wanted. This is the type of crap that happens. He has a freaking historic second half against Arizona. And we all know everybody's shit and the Giants are coming back in that game. Oh, this Arizona. Well, Arizona beat Dallas yesterday. So Dallas fans are discrediting, it's pathetic that you had to come back and beat them. Well, at least we did come back and beat them. Dallas didn't do it. But it wasn't Daniel Jones had 2 good quarters to some people. It was, look at the previous 6 quarters we didn't score any points. I'll never understand it. Like I said, man, to me, I always feel like I'm fair. I feel like if they play bad, I say they play bad. If they play good, I say they play good. Because I don't sit here and blame one player for the success or the failures of the New York Giants. Some have more to do with the failure or success than others. The quarterback is the focal point of any football team. He's going to get the most heat. He's going to get the most glory. But like I said, in this particular franchise, for whatever reason, even when the quarterbacks have glory, even when they've reached the pinnacle of sports, or football rather, for some reason it's like it doesn't count. It's like you discredit everything they do. And that includes some Giants fans, which I don't really understand. But I don't tell anybody how to fan. I just find it amusing or ironic or whatever the hell the word is you want to use, that this has happened for 40 years. This is nothing new. Why do Giants fans, why are they so hard on our quarterback? Why are we so hard on our quarterbacks here? I don't get it. We've had a lot of success, man. Not recently. It's been rough. If you lived through the times I lived through, it's agitating me because I know what it's like to win. I know what that feeling is. I feel bad for the younger generation that's never seen the Giants even compete, man. It's something special when your team wins a Super Bowl. Not a lot of franchises have won 4. Very few. We've had a lot of success here. It has not been recent, but it's there. We're a very historic franchise, one of the best franchises in the history of the league. We've had some of the best players in the history of the league. The greatest coaches in the history of football have come through this organization. The greatest. The Lombardis, the Landrys, the Belichicks, the Parcells, the Coughlins, they've all come through here. But for some reason, when it comes to that quarterback position, Giants fans it's not just Giants fans. Like I said, it's a lot. It's the media. It's a lot of people. But I just don't understand. I don't understand why everything has to be Daniel Jones' fault. I can't figure that the hell out. The team's not playing well. Is he playing well? No. He played well in Arizona in that second half. But it's not all his fault. But people want to just blame it solely on him. I don't get it. But that's all I got in this video. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think, because I know there's Giants fans out there that are my age or older that did see Phil Simms play, that did see Eli Manning play. You let me know what you think in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I might be live for that Eagles game later tonight. We'll see what's going on. It's Baddog Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.